The stock is my favorite out of all the rocket launchers in Soldier's collection. It's the simplest rocket launcher he has and the easiest one to learn, which makes it not only easy for newcomers to learn just the general game, but it makes it deadly for experienced players who know how to use it. It pairs nicely with the stock shotgun and teaches players about damage falloff, but it works beautifully as a combo weapon with any secondary you equip on the soldier. You'll see me struggle a lot in this video, and that is because I suck. The point of this video is to just share my opinions, thoughts, and maybe give advice I have for these weapons. I really deserved to get stabbed by that spy the way I shot into that wall. I was embarrassed. You'll see it in this clip in a later game. I get more comfortable with the stock, but I do have shaky hands, so you'll have to bear with me. There's no real tips I can give for the stock except for watching your travel speed. Learning the speed at which the rocket travels will help you a lot. You'll be able to lead your shots better, you'll be able to hit crazy trick shots, and it just helps further down the line when you get good enough to just predict people. I was hoping and praying this scout wouldn't take the med pack. In an actual game, you shouldn't try rocket jumping without gunboats. It's just not the best. I'm not even sure why I did it here. I keep looking around sporadically because like 90% of my deaths was from spies. So for the remainder of this video, if you see me looking around, it's because I'm just scared. Now let's move on to the Beggar's Bazooka. So, as you'll notice for the remaining clips, I really like to just preload 3 rockets and fire them off at random. I really got caught up on the gimmick of this weapon. It's not something that is friendly to new people to the game. And I'm not new to the game, but I still got hung up on it. I just keep getting lost in trying to exploit the gimmick, trying to get that amazing burst damage, but I just couldn't do it. I just had a lot of trouble timing it. Even just trying to prepare, I kept failing. And it's because I tried relying too much on the gimmick and I didn't think of it as just a weapon. I only saw it as its gimmick. But you'll see me get better with it later on. Part of the reason I'm showing these deaths is because I want to show you my mistakes. I want you to be able to watch this video and take something out of it. Even if you knew everything I was going to say or if you feel the same way, I want you to see me die a bunch and then just be like, wow, I could definitely do better than him. I want you to think about the situation I was in and then think of how you would get out of it. You can see here that I actually start loading up while I actually see an enemy instead of just before. This is when I started slowly getting better, but in hindsight, you should only load up 1 or 2 rockets at a time. You shouldn't ever go for 3 unless you're absolutely sure there's someone in front of you and they're not moving. But me killing this pyro was just dumb luck. Should have obliterated me. I don't know how I survived. And then I died right after to self-damage. Now, not to toot my own horn or anything, but I actually feel like what I did here was pretty smart. I saw a scout was, well, shooting at me, so I preloaded 2 rockets, shot them, and then just to avoid the risk of him turning the corner while I'm loading up more, I switched to my shotgun. I feel like that was pretty smart. Also, a reminder to always use your secondaries, well, third areas, whatever they're called. Melee. Use your melee. Now let's do the cow mangler. The cow mangler is genuinely one of my favorites, just because the infinite ammo. The charge shot is great, but I, just like the beggars, tend to overuse the gimmick. But it comes in handy a few times. I disable a few sentries here and there, but it's really never worth it to just shoot it in a crowd. I did it a bunch and pyros reflected it like crazy, and I ended up killing my own teammates. It's better to use it only to stop sentries, but it is really, really great to kill a group of enemies, which I unfortunately didn't do. You can see here that I'm bottom scoring. I wasn't really confident using this weapon, even though I love it so much. I think I do end up top scoring later in like the next game, and I'm just satisfied with that and I stop there, but you know, sometimes you're just out of it. Sometimes you need a break. I took like a 30-minute break from like this game to the next. I just like got a drink, got water. It's not always about the points. It's just about having fun. Now this right here, I feel like that's a little bit silly. I feel like I dead shot Daiquiri, just got that man square on. I feel like that should have been a mini crit. I feel like he should have been dead. I have a reserve shooter in this clip. I shoot him and he's just alive. I don't understand. Never mind, I just straight up missed. I suck. I do end up getting the kill though. I'll give myself that. Don't mind me dying though. Don't look away from that. So this is the game where I ended up top scoring with the cow mangler. I think I ended with like 59 points. You'll see at the end anyways. You know, the main reason I love the cow mangler is because I really just get to kind of forget about my ammo. I don't have to constantly look down and check. I just shoot and reload, that's all. And it really helps me just focus on the game. This is actually one of the times where I successfully just delete a sentry, which I didn't expect to do because of like the 20% damage it does to buildings. But then I see another one on the right. I'm about to do it, and then I get just backstabbed by a spy. A mistake I make a lot is just kind of rushing in without ever checking my health. You should just never do that, obviously. You should really pay attention to that stuff. I don't know why I don't. I just tend to go dumb mode. I don't think much in general. But you know, it did work out, and I did end up alive, so go ahead and take some risks. It's just a video game. Something I'll never understand is the fact that some people just don't do the objective. Like, there's some maps where you don't want to do the objective, it's just for fun. But on payload, why wouldn't you push the payload? Like, I'm the only one here doing it, and I don't understand why. But you know, you can't really hate your team. It's Team Fortress 2. You gotta be nice to the bros. They're there for you, you're there for them. Just gotta do what you gotta do. It's also kind of my fault that I wasn't, like, asking my team. That should be a really big thing. If you want something done in a game, you should ask your team and not be a douche about it. Say like, hey, can someone help me do this? Instead of being like, hey, get on the point now. A small bit of advice I'd give with the cow mangler is to just treat it like stock. Just act like there's no gimmick unless you see a sentry. Once there's a sentry, gimmick mode activated, you know? Just go crazy, go wild. But yeah, I'm not really here to tell you how to play. If you want to just only spam the charged up projectile, go ahead. It's your fun. So yeah, I ended up top scoring with like 48 points, you'll see there, and 69 in total. Nice. But you know, sometimes it just takes another go. Sometimes all you need is to try again. Because after the first game, I was pretty embarrassed to be that low with the weapon I favored a lot. But sometimes all you have to do is try again. Just try and try again. For me, it was second try, you know? Sometimes you're just that goated. But give yourself a break. Just let yourself know that you'll do better next time. No fancy transition for this one. We're just getting straight into the direct hit. I actually really don't like this weapon. I find it pretty hard to use as someone who's used stock for like a while now. I just really can't seem to get used to the travel speed. It really throws me off. Despite not liking it, I genuinely really wanted to give this a try. I wanted to just get used to it, get as good as possible with it, which I really don't think I managed to do. I'll have to play with it more. Maybe like another 10 hours. Just really get a feel for it. I think the biggest, like, downside for this weapon for me is the fact that it has little to no splash damage. I just suffer without splash damage. Now this video is getting a little too long for my liking, so it's gonna kind of rush through the direct hit part, just right to the end. So, I'll fully acknowledge I only popped off here because I was being pocketed. Without the pocket, I would have immediately died. It wasn't even a pocket, it was just someone who decided to heal me for a second. But man, did that Uber really help me. It boosted my confidence a lot too. Medics out there, you see just a struggling guy, just try to give him some love and they'll appreciate it. I honestly feel pretty bad about this part. This was just like a kid playing the game. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to get this soldier. And I put him down. I put him down. All I can really say as advice for this would be to maybe just try not to lead your shots as much. Like if you're gonna flick, do it very lightly. And try taking things more slowly than you usually would. Usually you have to predict and do all this stuff, but because the rocket speed's so drastically different, you don't really have to put in all that effort anymore. It has a bit of a learning curve, especially if you're very used to the normal rocket launcher, but the high damage and the potential one-shot scouts is pretty neat. I don't really have much else to say, to be honest, and this is the end of the video. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.